Hello viewers, welcome back to the news. Recently, the Nigerian Senate descended into a heated exchange over the continuous tax reform bill, which caused a rowdy session that disrupted proceedings. The bill, which was not listed on the day's order paper, sparked anger and a shouting among senators after it was unexpectedly introduced for debate. Presiding over the plenary, the Deputy Senate President Jubrim, the APC Kano North, faced a challenging moment when the Senate leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, invoked Order 12.1 of the Senate Standing Rule, where he proposed inviting experts, including the Director General of Debt Management Office and the Federal Inland Revenue Service to provide insights on the bill. Following the consideration and the passage of two other bills for a second reading, Bamidele moved the motion, which was seconded by Biaru. The Deputy Senate President then instructed the Sergeant at Arms to admit the invited experts into the chamber. However, this motion drew fierce opposition from Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, APC Borno South, who accused the Senate leadership of violating legislative rules. Citing the Senate standing orders, Ndume argued that the tax reform bill should not be debated without properly being included in the October paper, which is a very important matter. And at this point, Nigerians are watching. This issue shouldn't be rushed. But then President Tinubu's tax reform has been a very sensitive issue. Meanwhile, the Senate President had defended the decision to admit the expert into the chamber, dismissing Senator Ali Ndume's objection. And this remark escalated tensions, prompting a heated exchange among senators in the chamber. And Senator Ali Ndume accused the Deputy Senate President of undermining his concerns due to his position. Meanwhile, Ndume was ruled out of order and the visitors were allowed to address the chamber on the proposed tax reform bill. My country people, you see, this Tinubu's tax reform bill has been a very controversial topic and one that has generated heated debate from several persons. A lot of persons have been calling for transparency, or in the ongoing review of Tinubu's tax reform bill. And some persons have expressed concerns over the uneven development across Nigeria's federating units, stressing the importance of a fiscal system that ensures justice and equity. Because many persons have been following this tax reform bill with keen interest, and Nigerians are kind of united in their call for a fiscal system that promotes justice, fairness, and equity. But then, they have made it clear that the fiscal system we seek must not exacerbate the uneven development of federating units by favoring a few states while unfairly penalizing others. Some persons have included these reasons as, their arguments, where they've called out to the National Assembly to probably conduct a public hearing on the bills with objectivity and inclusiveness, where everybody can come together and say what they want. So this Tinubu's tax reform bill, so many persons have divided opinions concerning these tax reform bills. Some are saying, oh, some particular states will benefit, like Lagos State, that Lagos State probably will be the only state that will benefit more from this Tinubu's tax reform bill, while others are calling for transparency in this tax reform bill and even for the NEC resolutions in this tax reform bill. But they are still doing like a wider consultation. You see, there is a need for a wider consultation in terms of this Tinubu's tax reform bill so that they won't rush it and then make mistake along the line, because they have to, go into a deeper consultation so they can know what they are, passing into law. Because once it is being passed into law, that is it. Before it will be amended, it might take quite some time. So many persons have their divided opinions over this Tinubu's tax reform bill. Thus, this generated a heated debate in the Senate, and it made the session a rowdy session. Some senators were clashing, some senators were on at each other's throats over this tax reform bill. Mostly the northern senators, they are not in support of this. Other senators are in support of this. The northern senators, they are kicking strongly against it, while others are in the opinion that this Tinubu's proposed tax reform bill would potentially take away the burden on poor Nigerians and small companies when signed into law. Now, the four executive bill have since introduction pitched the 36 state governors against the federal government. Now, some persons are calling for the withdrawal of these bills. Some state governors, mostly some senators, they are calling, mostly the northern senators are calling for the withdrawal of these bills to create room for a wilder consultation, for a deeper consultation. Some governors are said to be shifting their position on the matter, like the Borno State governor, who called on his northern colleagues to reject the bill, insisting that if this bill is implemented, it will certainly damage the region's economy. But then some persons have said that these governors, they are only looking out for themselves. But then Tinubu knows what he is doing. So this bill is mostly about Nigerians, and in a long run, it will somehow pave a new direction. It's more like a new dawn for our tax administration in this country. Nigeria is going the way of a progressive taxation if it is implemented. So some persons are having double minds over this. It's more like a divided debate. Not everybody is in support of this Tinubu's tax reform bill, thus making these senators to clash. And we caught them in a rowdy session over President Tinubu's tax reform bill. And Ali Ndume has his own reasons for for making his own statement. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Now let's take few reactions from Nigerians. It shouldn't be northern senators versus southern senators argument of a thing. The north should look inward. They should provide good road network for themselves. The northern government can do the road network so they can start collecting enough VAT and tax on food items coming to the south. They must reform the tax bill. The north have been cheating on Nigerians. The Bukola-led Saraki remain one of the best in Nigeria. Guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. So I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.